As of this moment, 92% of the vote is in. We still don't know who will wind up in third, fourth, or fifth place here in New Hampshire, but you can see that Ted Cruz is still well positioned to take third. Joining us now with their final thoughts, Chris Stirewalt, Mark Thiessen, and Howie Kurtz. Chris, tonight there is a piece out on Bloomberg. It's by an AEI fellow the headline is, "What's the anti-Trump strategy now?" And this is Ramesh Ponnuru, who's freaking out that the other Republicans don't have a plan to stop him. Let me give that to you, actually, Mark, as an AEI guy yourself.
Well, it's fascinating because, as we talked earlier, they've been all attacking Marco Rubio. There's been this big fight amongst the people in the middle of the pack, and nobody's been going after him. And now you'll have an interesting dynamic going to South Carolina because you have, for the first time in 8 years, the return of George W. Bush to the campaign trail. He's supposedly going to go out and campaign for his brother. What does that do? That's a fascinating dynamic because George W. Bush is incredibly popular, especially in South Carolina. 77% approval among Republicans.
Wow.
So does Donald Trump attack him? He has when he hasn't been there. Does he try and engage him? And if he does, that could backfire on him. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Howie?
The Trump haters, like Ariana Huffington, whose website attacked the voters of New Hampshire as racist and sexist, that's always a good look, need to start to concentrate on why Trump won big here. And it's kind of an irony because I don't want to write off Marco Rubio because if he got 2,000 more votes, he would have finished third. We'd all be saying what a cool comeback it was. But heading to South Carolina, Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, the two candidates most despised by the Beltway establishment, are heading for a head-to-head confrontation. It's going to be ugly. We're already seeing signals of that, and that's going to be the ball game. And nobody in the GOP establishment wants either of these guys.
Go ahead, Chris.
Look, it is impossibly early in this process, and we're just now starting to see the shape of things to come. And the shape of things to come, and the most important, if there's one most important thing that we saw in New Hampshire tonight, is that Donald Trump did what he said he was going to do. He got the share of votes and more that polls said that he was going to deliver. This is the new normal. This is the world that they live in. Now, South Carolina is going to be harder because this is an election that took place in New Hampshire among Republicans and independents. South Carolina are going to just be Republicans. So things will be a little tougher for Trump there, but the Republicans have to face facts that they have a real insurgency that's going on here. It's funded, it's famous, and it's not going away on its own.
And Ted Cruz, too, is another man hated by the establishment or whatever the establishment is, and he's doing very well, too. I mean, to finish first and now potentially third here in New Hampshire, you can't count Cruz out, no matter what we've seen tonight with Trump.
No, he's very serious. I mean, Ted Cruz is a contender for this nomination. So Donald Trump is, without a doubt, the front runner, and we'll see if anybody emerges.
This is as good as a reality TV show.
Hey, it's fascinating from a news perspective. You guys, thank you very much. Great job tonight and always. We appreciate it.